Hey there folks, I'm Leviathan Blues and welcome back to Kerman, an area with unlimited funds, questionable priorities, and a deep love for sensible zoning. Last time we took a big step towards making this town more than just a grid with dreams. We filled it with commercial and residential zones, and finally remembered to give folks internet access. Oh, and let's not forget, this town now has a Morrissey supermarket. Because even in a town run by a city planner with god powers, you still need somewhere to buy frozen pizza and a discount camping chair. We also kicked off the town's economic engine, forestry. Built a custom lumber mill setup inspired by generic lemon. Made out our first forest industry zone. And even got cargo rail running to ship out all that sweet, sweet timber. Not bad for a day's work, right? Today we're dialing it back a bit, trading in massive zoning projects for some heartfelt hometown charm. In this episode, I'll be carving out space for two landmarks, a cozy little cemetery for our dearly departed, and a classic baseball diamond. Let's bring a bit of story and soul to this town. Alright, let's kick things off with a slice of classic Americana, a baseball diamond. Every town needs one, and this town's about to get its own field of dreams. Starting out with Sully's decals, the baseball field. This first one looks great, but honestly, it's a little too polished. I want something that feels a bit rougher, or lived in. Like a field that's seen everything from a Little League championship to a neighborhood pickup game. For the dugouts, I'm getting creative, using the carports as stand-ins. They've got the right shape, and with a little finesse from the line tool and some recoloring, they come together. I'm using the pergola entrances as doors and some wall sections to close off the front. It's a bit janky, but it works. And it gives the field a scrappy charm I really like. Now when it comes to these points of interest, I'm going for a medium level of detail. We'll come back later in future episodes with a finer brush for those extra little details. For now, it's all about broad strokes. Next, we need to fence it all in. But I don't want anything too pointy. Last thing we need is a diving outfielder getting impaled. I found a simple clean fence and used the line tool to wrap it around the field, leaving a small gap at the front for an entrance. I wanted to use net lanes, but no luck in finding one that fit the vibe. Now for the tricky part, those classic baseball field curves. The solution I landed on was using pedestrian paths, lay them down in a natural shape, and use them as guides. Not an exact match for placing the fence. It adds a nice organic feel. And then behind home plate, we need the backstop fence. I'll raise it up a bit to catch those inevitable foul balls. Time to pop in some bleachers for the proud parents and hometown fans. I considered recoloring them, but honestly, I kind of love the mismatch look, giving each team their own section. With all the core pieces in place, it's time for a detailing time lapse. We'll rough up the field a bit, add a cozy concession stand area, and bring the place to life. And with that, the diamond's ready for game day. Let's shift the mood a bit and start laying out a more somber but still important part of our town, the cemetery. Begin by laying out some roads to orient the space, keeping things calm and respectful. I'm testing out the UK parish church to see if it fits the tone we're going for. It's a nice piece, but we'll see if it sticks. I'm replacing some of the alleyways with custom roads to get rid of the streetlights and props. And I'll be using the base game cemetery as the anchor point. I want the area to feel more rural and understated, so I'm stripping away the default surfaces. Then with the area bucket mod, replacing the default tile walks with gravel. Outgrow some of the in-game props too, thanks to better bulldozer. The base game cemetery asset has some nice features, but it feels overdone for the vibe I'm going for. Next we'll extend the walkways and add a small side road for parking, then get some pedestrian paths in, letting them meander through the cemetery to create a more organic layout, like it's grown into the landscape over time. As I check out the cemetery add-ons, I come across the temple asset, and honestly, after taking a closer look, the UK parish church doesn't match the aesthetic anymore. So I'm taking it out and using the temple as the place of worship. To complement it, I'm adding a couple mausoleums in the crematory area, helping to build out our story of this space as a full-service resting place. It's all about giving this area a sense of quiet history. Now that the layout's set and the major features in place, it's time to polish things off. Touching up the surface, smoothing out transitions, and making sure the whole area feels cohesive. With the cemetery wrapped up and looking just the way I want, let's shift gears again and quickly fill the rest of the corner of town. Want to complete the look and tie everything together so the area feels lived in and believable? The space is primarily residential, nothing too fancy. I'm thinking a small trailer park tucked in right over here by the recycling center. Got a little commercial along the edges to support the community. And then on the side facing the cemetery, I'm going to add some larger houses. Give the area some nice gradient while feeling like the same community. I've laid out the loop for the trailer park itself, and for this part I'll be hand plopping each trailer and locking them so they don't level up. Next I'll remove some of the extra surfaces and props and clean up a few of the others. Start giving this place a bit of grit and wear it needs, tossing in some decals to rough up the area. Trailer parks aren't exactly known for their pristine landscaping. I'll remove one of the trailers to make space for an empty lot. It adds some visual variety and helps with storytelling. Across the street, I'll drop in a lot that looks like it's either under construction or maybe mid-demolition. Gives the space a real sense of flux, like the community's evolving in real time. With that, the trailer park's starting to feel like a real place. Okay, with the last of the decals down, it's time to break up the area with some trees. Nothing too dense, just enough to soften the edges, break up some sightlines, and make the neighborhood feel cozy. A little greenery can go a long way to make a space feel like home. Stepping back to take a look, this part of town feels like it's got some character now. If you enjoyed this detailed focus episode, let me know in the comments. Got plenty more plans coming. Fairgrounds, drive-ins, farms. We're just getting started shaping the soul of the town. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll catch you in the next one.